Welcome to the school district's annual Effective Instruction System training. The Effective Instruction System is one part of the district's Effective Instruction Framework. Our EI framework refers to the broad range of tools, actions, and procedures that are related to the evaluation and professional development needs of certified employees. It includes the evaluation systems for both teachers and administrators, the outcomes of which should be used in conjunction with professional development opportunities to support our continuous growth in our practices. The outcomes of this training include familiarizing all certified employees with the Certified Educator Evaluation System, which is called the Effective Instruction Process, to ensure all certified employees are familiar with the steps within the process, and to ensure all certified employees know where to find the relevant documents and resources. The Teacher Evaluation Continuous Growth System provides a map of the entire evaluation process as it impacts all certified teachers. Across the top of the document is each stage of the system with a brief summary of the purpose. This one-page document provides a useful overview that we refer to as the plan on a page. It helps district educators understand how the smaller processes fit into the bigger picture, and the document is available both in the Effective Instruction Handbook as well as online at the district's Human Resources webpage. The district's expectations for teacher performance, reflection, and growth are all grounded in Charlotte Danielson's framework for teaching. Web-based trainings are available on demand in Canvas for domains 2 and 3, and effective instruction coaches are also available to provide mentoring and develop coaching plans with district educators who would like to grow in a specific area. Copies of the framework for teaching are provided to all new hires, and mentoring activities and professional development activities are all anchored in the rubrics within the framework. Your participation or review of this training PowerPoint is step 1 of the effective instruction process. Teachers who aren't familiar with Danielson's framework for teaching may wish to study the framework or take courses related to the framework to better understand the resource and how to use it for both self-reflection and personal growth. The Self-Reflection Calibration Conference ensures that the teacher and administrator share an understanding of what proficiency and student growth expectations are, especially as those two things apply to each teacher's teaching assignment. This is actually the second step in the evaluation process, since the first step was just completing this training. Calibration between the principal and teacher regarding what effective practices should be expected to be observed is a critical part of developing a shared understanding of what effective instruction looks like, sounds like, and results in throughout a school and throughout a district, especially in the various types of teaching assignments that we have across the Kenai Peninsula. Step 3 includes walkthroughs. One of the primary factors of school effectiveness is instructional leadership by the building administrator. So, the walkthrough process involves principals engaging in classroom walkthroughs, which are an essential component of their leadership and supervision. These walkthroughs provide the principal with multiple opportunities to observe what students and teachers do throughout the course of their time at school, while also focusing on factors that support student achievement. Walkthroughs can be of any duration, but they're typically 3 to 5 minutes long, and feedback may or may not be provided. But it's important to remember that a critical component in keeping a trusting and supportive relationship between teachers and their principals requires that any concerns that are identified during a walkthrough are shared with the teacher in a timely manner to promote conversation and understanding or resolution of whatever the issue may have been. The fourth step of the process is the completion of informal observations. At least 2 informal observations of at least 10 minutes each help inform the principal's understanding of classroom dynamics and teacher practices, and it positions the principal to have informed conversations with teachers. Informal observations can also occur during other professional times, such as during meetings with parents or colleagues. But the key to this step is that informal observations provide an opportunity for principals to give teachers feedback about what they have observed, and this feedback is intended to promote reflection and the continuation of effective practices. It also is intended to promote conversation about practices observed, or even guide changes away from less effective practices as may be needed. Evidence-based observations and feedback from informal observations must be given to teachers within 5 workdays, and that may occur in person, over email, through a note, or through the Rediker system. The dates of at least 2 of these observations are included in the formal evaluation document as an indication that the evidence on which the evaluation was based was gathered on more than one occasion. The pre-observation conference is the 5th step of the process, and this step uses a more formal process to make sure that a focused conversation about teaching practices occurs. The pre-conference must be directed by guiding questions that the teacher has in advance, and the teacher should come prepared with information ready to share with his or her administrator during the pre-conference meeting. This personal conversation occurs in preparation for the upcoming formal observation, and it helps to lay the groundwork for a principal to understand what he or she can expect to see, and it also helps the teacher to better understand what the principal would hope to see. Step 6, or the formal observation, is scheduled in advance and it lasts for at least 30 minutes. This step in the process must occur at least once prior to each evaluation to ensure that every teacher has the opportunity to receive feedback from their principal and incorporate that information into their practice. Step 7 is the post-observation conference. Evidence and feedback from the formal observation must be shared with the teacher. If a full post-conference can't be scheduled within the 5 workdays following the observation, then evidence and feedback must be shared within those 5 days, and then the conference itself can be scheduled anytime within the 10 workdays following the observation. The post-observation conference conversation is guided by the pre-observation discussion, evidence from the observation itself, and any relevant evidence of student learning. This meeting provides a focused opportunity for a shared discussion regarding the teacher's practice and how it impacts students. While steps 5, 6, and 7 are pretty related to one another and they have to happen in that order, steps 3 and 4, the walkthroughs and informal observations, can and should occur at various times throughout the evaluation cycle. They don't have to go in order. But the evaluation conference must occur separately from steps 5, 6, and 7. That post-observation conference must be separate from the summative evaluation. The summative evaluation conference is the final step of the process. Prior to that conference, the principal will provide a copy of the evaluation summary document to the teacher for review. And during this meeting between the teacher and principal, they discuss where on the rubric the evidence gathered over time indicates the teacher is teaching. The discussion should extend beyond the evidence written on the form and from the formal observation to allow the teacher's overall performance during the evaluation cycle to be considered. Remember, this step is separate from that post-observation conference, and the reason for that is to ensure that both the teacher and the principal don't rely too heavily on a formal observation as that primary indicator of teacher performance. At the end of this conference, the principal and teacher both sign the document, and you submit it electronically to Human Resources for inclusion in the teacher's personnel file. So at the conclusion of the main evaluation cycle, the teacher and the principal should have engaged in multiple conversations aimed at supporting effective instructional practices. The goal of the evaluation process is the promotion of self-reflection and continuous growth to ensure that every child in our school district receives a world-class quality education at the hands of our really amazing teachers. You should know that back in 2015, 22 school sites participated in a pilot of software that's called Rediker. The software was selected by a group of principals who were looking for an electronic tool to compile and share observational data after they explored the options available. And the pilot concluded in May 2017. We did some surveys, we collected feedback from teachers as well as from principals, and then we considered the state's Department of Education reporting requirements. Then the decision was made to adopt the software district-wide, where it's expected to be used for all certified employee evaluations by May of 2019. There are some Rediker Quick Start guides available online for anyone who is new to using Rediker, and it is hoped that some support videos may soon be made available too. Also, it's important to know that the law in Alaska allows a tenured teacher who has, quote, consistently exceeded, unquote, the district's performance expectation, to be formally evaluated every other year, as long as that teacher continues to exceed the performance expectation in years that they're formally evaluated. A principal can place an eligible teacher on an alternate pathway for a year. The alternate pathway is designed to impact student learning by providing tenured teachers an opportunity for self-directed growth and reflection that is supported through his or her own network of professionals. More information is available online through an introductory video and various support documents, and it is hoped that eligible teachers might use the alternate pathway as an opportunity to focus their own growth in the area of personalized learning, which is a key part of the district's strategic 5-year plan. In addition to this PowerPoint and recorded video, there are many resources available online to assist you in understanding the district's effective instruction system. Simply go online to the Human Resources Department's webpage and follow the link that says Certified Teacher Evaluation to find a variety of resources to help you. At the conclusion of this video, the administrators who are responsible for the evaluations of teachers are expected to provide some additional information about the processes that they'll use within your building. Some of the information you should know is listed on this slide, but if you still have questions following your training and following a conversation with your principal, then please feel free to contact Human Resources if you still need some help. It's our hope that the process will be a valuable and worthwhile one for you, and the Effective Instruction Committee really looks forward to your feedback on the survey that is issued every single spring.